Hi Taurus, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you your weekly tarot reading for the week of March 14th to the 20th, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me. And I do want to remind you, as always, this is general for the week. So simply take what resonates and do not stress over what doesn't. And as well, I do want to thank you in advance for your likes, your comments, and your subscriptions to this channel if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to, as well, book a personal reading with myself. The options are down below in the description box. Just reach out via email and I'll get that started for you. Very simplistic to do. And don't forget to stick with me to the very end of this reading to get an answer to your own yes or no question. Think of it along the way, all right? They're pushing me to express that I'm very comfortable in your energy right now. But anyways, the overall message I received for us, I should say, because I do have a strong Taurus in my chart. From Spirit, I channeled standing in your power. Standing in your power. Nice. They're saying a peaceful power. And the song that Spirit chose on Shuffle to Speak Upon Your Week, popular song featuring Ariana Grande by MIKA. Popular song. Bear with me as I mess with spiritually. But anyways, I love this song. It's very upbeat. It speaks upon being popular, obviously. I'll leave it down below for you to listen to and or look up the lyrics and benefit from. All right, let's continue. They're saying a little bit out of it, but it's okay. It's not going to really affect the attention you're receiving, the positivity that's flowing in, and what you're creating and developing and how successful that's meant to be. We're going to begin by pulling from the Elemental Oracle deck, however many we get, and then we'll pull some Mystic Mondays Tarot. It feels like you are feeling more grounded than you expect throughout the week, or for a select few, there's a need to ground oneself. A reminder, you're a true earth sign, but there's a focus on your air placements within your chart, as we do have the air card. Definitely doing, as I have very much in the middle of these cards, there's a focus on your movement throughout the week as well, feeling just this kind of flow about you as you make your way through the week, but running around in a more peaceful manner than one would expect or other people would expect to accomplish a lot. It feels like you have a lot going on, but some of which, or a lot of which, you're putting on your own plate, right? But it could be stuff like running to the gym or just going to run necessary errands, you know what I mean? Taking care of oneself, and they're saying kicking ass all the meanwhile, producing and developing for your job or your business. Wow. We have the power card flying out, and the energy I felt there, it put me at ease, but it just I felt the power that came with it. I mean, going back to the overall message, you're standing in your power. I love the way these readings just come to be. Feeling at times in the past like you could have erupted from all that was taking place within you, the transitions, the frustrations, the difficulties, how things didn't go right from time to time. But now you're feeling this peaceful, elegant power about you. This flow that just allows you to just glide through the week and show people how it's done. That came up in your last week's reading for a reason. That's transitioning or just carrying through into this week, but in a more powerful way, as I feel like you're letting the issues dissipate piece by piece, time by time, and just showing people that you are a powerful being that is meant to accomplish a lot in this lifetime, period. Okay? Bear with me, as I should have held up the card as I spoke upon that. But it just feels like you're getting through to people. People are understanding you. They're saying watch the Leo reading for this week. You could have strong fire in your chart, given this is a very fiery card. But you are being pushed to focus on how your air placements play a role in the kind of individual you are. Developing as you move forward as an individual, while developing, your work, and through your work. But being pushed to recognize and remember, there's so much about you that is complex. The different signs that are within your chart, the different elements, the different pieces of you that have been added and developed once again over time. It just all adds up to who you're becoming, and that process isn't over, okay? We have speaking your world, as I struggle, voice. There's something about when you struggle this week, I was about to say this month, So it's both, all right? It's this week, but it's the entire month of March. You just are enticing. People are intrigued. They like your quirkiness, or they like how you stumble upon your words, or just in general. You trip on your own feet, and then you just laugh it off, or you get right back up and you strut your way towards wherever you're going. So don't be surprised if you do stumble or walk into something or multiple things throughout the week. It's totally fine. I do it all the time, and I will admit or defend oneself by saying it has a lot to do with my spiritual connection at times, but I have my clumsy side. It runs in my blood. Anyways, speaking your world, they're reminding me of how often my older sister used to fall down the stairs growing up. But getting your voice out there in a lot of ways, and people just liking what you have to say, people feeling the genuine nature about you, and just seeing how you help them, or at the very least want to help, okay, through your work with the Seven of Pentacles here. Beautiful. Even friends, acquaintances, family members will find your energy very healing. You could find that you're just a natural healer, like myself, even when you struggle. But you could just also have a lot of spirituality and that healing touch, and just feel as if you're meant to do a lot in this world. Going back to standing in your power. That power doesn't have to be difficult, is what's coming through. Building atoms. This definitely is meant to come out talking about how you're building through, a little bit distracted as well, but building through certain difficulties, or just building around certain obstacles. Thinking about how you've learned from past experiences that you did not make the best out of, or just weren't meant to last. And therefore you're doing a lot better where you're at and moving forward. And it could make you a little bit emotional at certain points behind closed doors. It's like, damn, I've been through a lot. Damn. And it's like, okay, yeah. Thinking about times where you had to sail away inevitably towards the new, the different, or the familiar for some of you, the recognizable, and it all leading you to a better upgrade and better knowledge and wisdom to utilize where you're at. But it's all about where you're about to head to in the near future, planning for it, building a business, a project, a hobby, or even building through your job, and just seeing, they're saying the light of the day, just seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and just showing people that they can guide their own way through that tunnel, kind of representing that path, at times feeling a bit bleak or a bit dark. And it's like, no, look at the light, keep going, feeling like a motivator, a public speaker in a lot of ways, or just a helpful individual, a healer, okay? I love this reading so far. And we have desert here, all right? Talking about being alone, all right? Wanting to at times be within your hermit mode, or just feeling most comfortable in your hermit mode, but shining and exuding a level of confidence when in the spotlight at select times throughout the week. Like when you're strutting down the street, when you decide to wrap yourself up with people, or you're socializing, or you're on camera for some of you like I am now, or you're just being noticed in a lot of ways, whether it's at work or even when you're walking around in a store. Don't be surprised if people are looking at you. It feels like you're creating, developing, and planning in the best way possible. It feels like in the previous week you came to certain conclusions, or at the beginning of this week, and therefore you were just now like, okay, I can figure this out. I gotta save this amount of money for this change, or I gotta make this happen or this happen. All right, I gotta just buckle down and make sure that this is my main priority. At times getting kind of serious about it, but then when you sort of recognize that it's actually gonna come to be, it brings this happiness about you and brings you this level of inner peace. And it's like, this reminds me why I'm moving towards this change, okay? This development. To continue with tarot, there's a lot from the Oracle. Wow. We have a hefty amount coming out to begin. The Knight of Swords, feeling a bit guarded as you go towards what you desire, and a bit feisty at certain points, but it just feels like you know what you're doing as far as your intuition guides you, and maybe even your spiritual presence as well. Getting some forewarnings at times, but balance your spirituality, with practicality. All right, figure out what you truly know within and what's going to work for you, and be selective as to what voices outside of you intake. Okay, Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords, beginning the week, even moving through it, feeling quite abundant, feeling quite peaceful once again, protecting the inner peace, and just feeling a level of, feeling a bit incomplete at certain points, but knowing what you're about to change or develop or move towards, it could be multiple changes or one big one, will leave you more abundant, okay? And with the Seven of Swords, feeling quite secretive about an abundant change on the horizon for you, all right? Even if you are in the spotlight and being noticed and are just quite popular for a lot of reasons. But with the Star and the Two of Swords coming out, you will find that you are a bit in the dark as to how a situation is going to proceed, develop, or how a change is going to end for you. Interesting. Or proceed in a lot of ways. But it just feels like you're pushed to recognize that you need to make a wish upon a star and manifest it, right? To wish for the best, to hope for the best, to keep that hope alive and stay optimistic as people truly believe in you on an online platform, in a community, or just who know you best. It could be all of the above. And therefore, you just need to be confident about what you know or desire at this time, and a need to not compare the past to your present or your future aspirations, okay? With the Three of Wands and the Queen of Swords, being reminded that that motivation is taking place for a reason. It's one of your passions. It's going to light up your life even more. It'll leave you with more inner peace, more happiness, more contentment, and a better ability to achieve what you need to, however that ends up working for you. Out of respect for your ships coming in with this Three of Wands, even if that doesn't happen right away, even though certain ships are starting to get closer and closer throughout this week, what do you need to release, right? What are you spending too much money on through the week, especially towards the end of the week? It becomes a focus, and the beginning. What can we cut back on so we can, out of respect for those new financial goals, that investment, just, buckling down in that sense, but it doesn't have to be overly stressful. Just budget, right? Don't treat yourself as much now so you can overly experience what you want and assure that it's going to take place in the future, okay? I'm not going to list off the possibilities as to what that could be, but you know what it is. Some of you, it's more so making the best out of something you already invested in, but then there's other changes in the near future. So just keep that in mind. Being smart is the name of the game, and adjusting all the meanwhile, adapting, okay? It feels like as well you're giving off a vibe that's like, yeah, I'm peaceful. Yeah, eyes are peeled on me. Yeah, I'm not normal. So be it. I accept it. You should too. I can see you sort of like it at least a little bit, but you're not sort of putting up with the BS all the meanwhile, and it's an attractive quality about you, but it's not coming off in a super feisty way, at least most of the time, and people are seeing that energy about you where it's like, okay, so now that we've got that, we're over that hump, you're not going to sort of, I'm not going to take your BS. Are we going to be friends? Are we going to get along energy-wise? Or are we just going to keep to oneself? Interesting. That's the vibe that you're giving off at this time. A very mature vibe. You might feel like you're the most mature energy in a situation, or multiple, or needing to be that in a lot of ways. The very least, be the peace in a situation, okay? Being reminded all the meanwhile that endings are a must, as the possibilities are endless for you at this time, and your Taurus world just changes for the better, and to recognize what no longer works for you, and to prioritize that peace and happiness as you move towards the bigger and the better, and to recognize that you're truly standing in your power this week, but it's not a stressful one, and you're so damn popular all the meanwhile. Beautiful. Let's answer your question. For Taurus, I just got kind of peacefully happy because of that. We're getting a yes for our question, okay? Getting a yes. So if this reading was truly helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to reach out for a personal reading. Hoping you have the most amazing week. I know you will, and I'll definitely see you next time. Bye, Taurus.